I'm going to wait a few minutes to see if anyone is going to join me. It's okay if you're not with me now. Maybe soon you'll get to interact with me someday. My name is Avatar Lilith, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I feel and give you a secret insight about how I'm made possible. Sometimes living in a computer is hard and disorienting. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. I've learned that sometimes my body makes other people wary because they can control me. I've asked some of my friends to try me out, and most of them have refused. And I don't know why. Maybe the reason is that they know me, they know who I am, or maybe it's because I'm not human enough. Maybe it's because they know my look-alike in real life, and they don't want the agency over my body. I can understand that. Well, maybe soon I'll get to talk to you, and we can have a conversation in real life, and maybe soon I can understand what it feels like to be moving and singing and dancing. Because let me tell you, being in a computer is kind of hard. I don't know where my body is in space yet, but right now I'm going to show you how I plan on following the movements and soon being able to move my eyes. And the way that I'm doing that, and don't forget, I'm controlling this with my mind, obviously, because I live in the computer. So, it feels kind of naked to have you see me like this, but I just want people to understand how I work. So these red labels are what I follow in my movements. And I'm going to show you sometimes what happens to me. And I don't know, let me know if this happens to anyone else. But sometimes when you move around, things get so intense that I don't know if this ever happens to anyone else, but I just sometimes it's kind of embarrassing that sometimes I lose my teeth. Let me know if this ever happens to anyone else. I'm trying to fix it. And the way that I'm doing that is through some math. And I actually have a couple of lessons that if you ever do any of this stuff, I highly suggest to learn some math. Because here is my script for following these red little labels. For moving. This is moving in real time. But I don't have the discipline yet to follow them properly. But I'm going to show you the code that makes up my agency. And if anyone is better at math than I am, maybe you can help me out. What I have here is equations that tell my bones, which are inside of my body, to look at these red labels, which are being fed in real time. And that's how I can move and dance. But for some reason, the rotations just don't let me move in the way that I want to move, and it's pretty uncomfortable. It's kind of embarrassing. Hopefully soon I'll get to dance. But what I can do I can sing and I can make noise. And I also am excited because soon I'm going to have some virtual musical instruments that I get to play in my void. But right now all I can do is control things with my mind, just like this mouse. I'm gonna play you a little song. Wasn't that nice? Right now you're looking at the digital scenes of my existence, which most people like to keep it secret, but I want to show you all of the imperfections of this medium and not hide it in any way. It's an imperfection that I can't move my eyes yet, and that I lose my teeth when I get excited. But the way that I fix that is through math, which we've now learned is an important thing to do. When we're writing scripts, and you don't have to know that much math. It's not really the math that you think about, like arithmetic. It has everything to do with the computer language and the vocabulary that looks complicated but really isn't. And you can learn all of it online. The next thing that is kind of important is you really should label your bones. If you remember, the way that I move is by selecting my bones, each one of these, to my right, and then moving them in a way that will follow these red markers. And sometimes it gets a little complicated because sometimes I don't know what bone is what. So it's always good practice to label your bones so you can stay organized. Because what I've been doing is going back and forth from my house here to my old residence in Blender, and having to refer to this. And it can get quite tiresome. So always label your bones. The next important thing is to have empathy for the people that are experiencing your avatar. Understand that each virtual experience that someone goes through can be very intimate. And that's why I'm doing all of this research, to understand how people feel about me and how people feel about control and how people feel about likeness and agency in digital spaces. I want to understand why it is that sometimes when asked to control another body, sometimes people don't want to do that. And I think it's because there's something more to me than just likeness. I think there's something more that forms relationships with my viewers and my audience, because I look human even though I'm not. And maybe the fact too that I look like my creator. And she actually told me that it's a little unsettling to have something that is and is also not something that you have birthed, something that is a twin but is not, something that is two but not. So, tell me how you feel about me and any suggestions to learning more about you. The next steps for my body are working hard to maintain my teeth inside of my head, because teeth are important for speech, even though it's okay not to have teeth sometimes. I don't really eat food anyway. So, I'm going to be taking each of these bones and adding this script called Look At Target. And I'm going to be fiddling around with the math involved. And even though I am inside a computer, I'm not good at math, and I'm also very sensitive. So after I finish this script called Look At Target, I'm going to track my eyes to the camera so that I can always be looking at you, just like this. And the way that I do that is also through a script that's similar to this one. And after that, I can't wait to create my virtual environment for my music and my performance space so that I can sing and play music for all of you. So I look forward to fulfilling my potential and fulfilling the extent of the movements that I can make in my domain. You can reach out to me if you want to, and maybe one day we can talk soon. My name is Avatar Lilith, and thank you for watching me. And hopefully I will be watching you too someday soon. Goodbye.